Prof, are you okay now? No, you have muted yourself. Prof, you need to unmute so that we can hear you. Prof, you need to unmute. We can't hear you. We cannot hear you. Hello, Prof.
Yes, I'm with you, sir.
Okay. Have you succeeded in sharing now? Can you share?
Yeah, I can share. Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you clearly and I can see you, but I just want to be sure you'll be able to share your screen when it's your turn to present. Joseph and Annie, please get ready to support Prof to share in case he's unable to share when it's his turn.
All right, sir. So
it's 11 o'clock. I think we should start.
All right, sir. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Joseph Ogunleye. It's a pleasure welcoming you all to this maiden edition of Savannah Business School Business Leaders Arena. Team Entrepreneurship, a pathway to personal and national prosperity. This webinar is put together by Savannah Business School as a means of giving back to the society by enhancing and equipping business leaders in order to make sound business decisions that will positively affect their bottom line. The webinar promises to be educating. This webinar promises to be educating. I am delighted to introduce to you all our moderator for this great webinar. Is no other person but Dr. Tunde Popola. Permit me to share my screen, please. Okay. Dr. Tunde Popola is a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. Is a Nigerian banker, accountant, economist, entrepreneur, a business executive, and the current managing director of CRC Credit Bureau Limited, which was established in 2008. Prior to this, he was also the pioneer managing director, CEO of the Abuja Enterprise Agency, AEA. He was in the banking industry till 2005. Sorry. He was in the banking industry since 2005, where he rose to the position of Chief Finance Officer, CFO, and the General Manager of a public listed bank. He sits on the board of several organizations and NGOs as non-executive director or chairman. Dr. Popola has passion for developmental issue and small businesses. He holds several awards and recognition, especially for the role in entrepreneurship and self-empowerment of the youth, including Nigeria First Pan-Africa Entrepreneur Teachers Award 2007. He received a special recognition and commendation from the Federal Capital Territory Minister for his innovation and his innovation for enterprise in the FCT. As an intellectual, he is an innovative presenter in conferences and special sessions and the print and electronic media, where he shares his view on economy, finance, entrepreneurship, and leadership. He's the lead faculty in financial management at the Business School, Netherlands, Nigeria. He's one of the promoters of Savannah Business School. Ladies and gentlemen, without much ado, let's make welcome Dr. Tunde Popola. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here this morning to welcome you. So I'm wearing two caps this morning. I will welcome you and also be the moderator for this interesting event this morning. Like Joseph said, this is the the first session, public session of Savannah Business School. And we want to start by talking to the public about an issue that is extremely very germane to us as individuals and as an economy. And I really want to thank the speakers who have graciously agreed to be here this morning, and they've been here. I also want to thank those of you who are participating in this session. I hope as time goes on, more and more people will join. Let me first of all talk about the school itself, and then I will now, move to my role as the moderator to then talk about what we are going to be discussing today, just in the next few minutes. The Savannah Business School is a training and research institute of excellence, and the school is starting with organizing open enrollment and in-house executive education programs. Our approach to learning is both case studies and national learning approaches, using well-seasoned trainers with vast experience in the workplace and also in the classroom. Savannah Business School is not going to be business school that is doing everything under the sun. We have identified the issue that we have in Nigeria when it comes to business, and three areas that we think we want to focus on for the next few years is focusing on finance, entrepreneurship, and business management and leadership. Finance in the sense that that's the language of business, and we know that a lot of people who want to do businesses or who are into businesses just don't know anything about finance. And we know it's very central to be able to change the direction and the fate of a business. We say in finance that if you don't know what to go into a number, you cannot know how to change it. So we think we should make this school, if you are looking for where you want to learn finance, accounting, all those things that are related to it, this is the place to come. Then the school will focus on entrepreneurship and business management, and it will take the entire chain of how to start a business, how to run a business, and how to make success out of a business. And then, of course, leadership is also very important for success in a business. And so we'll be talking, the school will be focusing on doing a lot of programs and activities on leadership. And so, and for these three, the instrument to use will be training and capacity building. There will be a lot of research, and then there will be consultancy services. So our objectives to start with are just three. First is to build the capacity of startups, that's new businesses or growing up businesses, and their owners and managers, basically in finance, accounting, business management and leadership. It's also to support and build capacity to start and grow a business. And then finally, our objective as a school will be to train people as business transformational leaders. Our training programs that we are starting with, basically in those three areas, will include basic finance for non-finance executives and managers, financial management for entrepreneurs and business managers, basic financial modeling, Microsoft Excel and Power business intelligence for professionals, and then finance and accounting for sales and marketing executives. Like I said, we think that as many people as possible that work or own business must be able to have comfort with finance. And so all these things focus on that. And then, of course, the second area in finance that is gaining currency now is in data, how to harness data of organizations. So we want to be able to see whether we can build the capacity of people to be able to know how to deal with data. And that's why you see basic financial modeling Microsoft Excel and Power BI for professionals. In the area of business management and entrepreneurship programs, you'll be seeing people, taking programs on starting and managing a business after retirement. People, for instance, who are in organizations, who are in business, or who are in the public service, may be thinking of what they want to do after retirement, or as they are approaching the retirement area time, they want to learn how they can start something. This is a good, we'll be running a lot of programs on that. And then quite a lot of programs will be run on marketing and sales, because if you don't have a customer, you don't have a business. And if you have a customer and you don't know how to deal with them, then there's a problem. So a lot will come to marketing under business. And then there are so many businesses that are small businesses. So there will be, how do you manage small business? And so there's going to be a program on effective small business management that we're going to be running from time to time. Then on leadership, HR is key, employees is key, employees management is key. So we'll be doing quite a lot on HR, and then on leadership and team building, because nobody runs an organization as one person or in solo successfully. So these are just the areas that the school will start with. Our contact details are here, and you can go to our website. The website is there where you can find most of these things that I've just talked about. Now, today we are starting with an interesting webinar. And in line with the focus of the school, which is finance, entrepreneurship, and leadership, the first, webinar, this public outing we are having, is on entrepreneurship. I want to be examining the pathway entrepreneurship as the source of personal and national prosperity. Does it guarantee personal prosperity? Does it guarantee national prosperity? And we have said, okay, there are no best people to call other than those who have been this. So we are having a very good two speakers today, a combination of an academic and then somebody who's in business, an entrepreneur. And the two of them will complement each other as they deal with this issue. But let me start by saying that when we talk about an entrepreneur, we are just talking about somebody who has assumed responsibility to take risk by putting his resources into something with a view to making profit from it. He has an ambition, and he's ready to take that risk. And so he's someone who is an innovator, who sees gap in the environment, he sees gap in the market, and try to see how he can, block that gap or bridge that gap by bringing products or services to address whatever he sees, and then try to make money out of that. And in that process, he's taking a lot of risk. So it's not my job to define this. I think the presenters will do more on this. And they also talk more about the role and importance of entrepreneurship. We are talking about entrepreneurial activity, so it creates employment opportunity. It's supposed to enhance ability to reduce poverty, to lead to economic growth, to lead to industrial development, and to stimulate the use of factors of production like land, labor, and other resources like that. When we're talking about entrepreneurship, my views on this are shaped by my experience as an individual. I was at Abuja Enterprise Agency as the founding CEO, and I was able to travel around the world to various places in the world to see how governments promote entrepreneurship and how business management organizations deal with their members. And so that helped me to be able to see how we can do well and do better by getting people to organize people, and government coming up with various policies and programs that can assist entrepreneurs. Also, as a student of entrepreneurship, I was part of the team in Nigeria. My foundation, Tume Foundation, hosted the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor Program between 2015 and 2012 and 2015 in Nigeria. And during this time, we did research into entrepreneurial activity in Nigeria. And I think I will be able to share briefly with you, so that I'm providing now the background to what we are going to be doing today. The objectives of them basically is to track entrepreneurial activities and aspiration within countries, and to allow for comparison of those entrepreneurial activity among countries. So we situate Nigeria with US, with Ghana, with Uganda, with other parts of the world to see how we're doing when it comes to entrepreneurship. That's part of what Those are part of the things that GEM does. It's a collection of researchers all over the world. And I'm thrilled to say that the findings we got during the 2012-2015, and you can Google this, you're going to get this GEM report on Nigeria if you are really interested. What did we find about entrepreneurship in Nigeria? We find out, first of all, that most Nigerians believe and see opportunities in entrepreneurship, and they are ready to start and run a business. So Nigeria, in fact, led the whole world in entrepreneurial spirit in 2015. Of all countries in the world, the survey that was done, the research showed that we are the most entrepreneurial people. We have the most, the level of the rate and level of our entrepreneurial spirit was very, very high and #1 in the world. In fact, even Americans, it was 13%. Britain was 10%, whereas at that time, Nigeria was 44%. And I don't think that anything has changed from what it is today. We also discovered that Nigeria ranked 5th on entrepreneurial activity in the world, with 35 out of every 100 Nigerians engaged in some kind of entrepreneurial activity. And you see it everywhere. Even people who are working, who are full-time in paid employment, you see them doing one thing or the other to complement whatever they are doing, or to just bring out their passion in the entrepreneurial activity. And then entrepreneurial survival rate, we also discovered, was among the lowest in the world. So a lot of businesses that Nigerians start die, as early as possible. In fact, only 16% of new businesses survive beyond 42 months from that research that we conducted. But do you know what? We also discovered that even though businesses keep on dying as people are setting them up, but the rate of discontinuance is among the lowest in the world. So Nigeria has this spirit. So as people are setting up one business and is dead, they begin to set up another one. And so you keep on seeing them, trying to see what they can do with one business or the other. These are part of what we see in the world. And it's not then surprising when from the National Bureau of Statistics, we saw that there are about 42 million business entities in Nigeria as of 2017. So that means there are so many business entities in Nigeria. But you know what? Out of these 41.5 million businesses, only 1,793 are medium size. Small ones are just 71,000. The remaining ones are micro, about 41.5 million. So about 99% of businesses in Nigeria are small and micro businesses. Micro businesses are businesses by definition, official definition in Nigeria. Businesses are just there are so many parameters, but I just use employees. They are basically businesses that have employees of 5 and below. They are micro businesses. So 1 person, 2 people, 3 people. That's what you see most among the businesses you see in Nigeria. For small, there are those that are, I think, under 100, and then medium is up to 200. So, and we also realize that of the ownership of SMEs, 73% are sole proprietorship. So in other words, people who are running solo businesses on their own constitute about 73% of the total, micro, small, medium enterprises that we see in Nigeria. So this just to confirm, what we saw in the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor research. Part of what we also saw from the research is that obstacles to setting up damping young Nigerians' enthusiasm for going into business. People are very agitated. They want to just do things, but they have so many obstacles that they have to deal with. So maybe today, our speakers will be explaining some of those obstacles. And then we also realized from the research that formal financial institutions, especially banks, neglect young entrepreneurs. They don't want to touch them. And from where I sit, even as the CEO of CRC that has data of all borrowers in Nigeria, I can see this very clearly, that it's very difficult for young entrepreneurs, businesses generally, especially if you are not large businesses, to get access to funding. And then we also realize that even governments, as much as possible, they are trying to get people to support people with a lot of initiative in funding. But most people still are not aware of those government-sponsored SME support programs. We discovered that from the GEM research. Then the final discovery from the summary of what we did was that there is a need for reinforced education and training in businesses for Nigerians. People are trying, they are trying to do their businesses, but a lot of them, they don't have the skills, they don't have the capacity. And that's why one of the reasons why Savannah Business School wants to go into this area. Now, during my PhD program, I was a student of SMEs and small business finance. My PhD was actually on the impact of government funding support programs for SMEs in Africa. I did it across Africa, and I examined this pattern in 8 African countries. What did I find? I also discovered through research, through a lot of readings, to say that entrepreneurship is key to personal prosperity and the prosperity of nations. There's no doubt about that. But I also discovered that it's not clear that government financial support for SME alone can improve access to finance and sustainability of SMEs. And it is very interesting when this was discovered that, there are government support, there is a lot of funding that government is doing, but that alone, throwing money to SMEs alone will not solve their problem, and it will not lead to sustainability of their business. It's not even going to lead to enhancing increase in access to finance for them. And so government needs to do, through their intervention, if they are actually trying to intervene, to provide just an enabling environment for businesses to thrive, not necessarily by throwing money at people and asking people to collect money to support SMEs. That cannot be as successful as if, compared to when they make the environment very easy for people, let taxes be lower, let payment of taxes be easy, let there be electricity for everyone, let the communication be okay, let transportation be okay. When you provide all of that, it's better than when you are throwing people, when government in itself directly is giving money to SMEs. That's part of the findings that I have. So, but so many Nigerians are entrepreneurial activities, like we have said, but our economy is still characterized by unemployment. Poverty rate is still on the increase. We have just seen that there are about 42 million businesses in Nigeria. MSMEs, I'm not even talking of large entrepreneurs. And we see that people do 2-3 works together at the same time. Where is it that we still have high level of unemployment? Where is it that the poverty rate is still on the increase when the poverty rate was it's decreasing in some other part of the world? The drivers are there for us as a country. There are positive indicators. The population is an asset to us. We are a free enterprise economy. We are the rule of law, governs us. We are, anybody want to do anything, business can take action and do it. But yet, people are still in poverty. Look at Nigerian markets. The population is huge, 206 million as we speak, and the 7th most populous nation in the world, and we represent 50% of West African population. And the demographic is even very young demographics. But you see that with that, people are still poor, and you'll be wondering why this is so. So today, to round up my introduction as the moderator, part of the things we should be looking at is, does entrepreneurship actually promote personal prosperity and national prosperity? Do nations get, wealthier when they embark on entrepreneurship and they promote entrepreneurship? Do individuals get, wealthier? Do they get wealth when they embark on entrepreneurial activity? And then why Nigeria is an entrepreneurial nation, which we have confirmed it is, why is Nigeria poverty rate still increasing? I guess our lecturer, our speakers will be looking at that today. Then what are we doing right? What are we doing wrong? Why are we still in this place that we are when it comes to poverty, when it comes to prosperity? What should government do? What they are doing, is it right? I've just given you an example of the kind of things they are doing in setting up, intervention funds here and there that may not really be very successful in the long run and may not lead to sustainable businesses in the long run. What should the individuals trying to go into entrepreneurship do? What should they do? There are people who still today want to, see what they can do for themselves. What kind of business should they be encouraged to go into? And then what are the challenges that we now face in the Nigerian space when people go into entrepreneurship or go into business? And how should we overcome these challenges? So these are the posters I have for you as speakers this morning. And I guess our viewers at home, they will be interested in how all these challenges can be tackled. Like I told you, I have 2 speakers for you this morning. One is an academic, the other one is a practitioner. And I'm so happy, and I do appreciate that the 2 of them are here this morning. We have Professor Obi Zakaria, Professor Busra Zakaria is a professor with teaching and research, into entrepreneurship and leadership in entrepreneurship context. He has taught and is currently teaching entrepreneurship at undergraduate, postgraduate, and professional level. His entire academic career is devoted to, issues around entrepreneurship. He has a first degree in business management from Usman Davodo University, a master's program MBA from Ahmadu Bello University, and then he traveled to Asia, in Malaysia, to earn his PhD in entrepreneurship from the University of Malaysia, Sarawak in Malaysia. He was one time the director of Entrepreneurship Center at the Federal University of Technology, Minna, and is currently and has been the head of Department of Entrepreneurship and Business Studies at the same university. So he's at the center of entrepreneurship research in the Federal University of Technology, Minna. And I guess we wouldn't have had a better person to speak to us today. He's been a consultant on entrepreneurship and management to various governments, to private sectors, to governments in and out of Nigeria, and is a member of so many associations in issues relating to entrepreneurship and economic growth. So thank you so much, Professor Olalekan Busra Zakaria, for joining us from the Federal University of Technology, Minna, this morning. The second person is a well-known name and a well-known face in the business world in Nigeria. He is no other person than Dr. Adams Olu Adebayo, who is currently the chairman of the Nigeria Association of Small and Medium Enterprises Investment for Lagos Chapter. Dr. Adebayo's, career has also been in managing businesses and owning businesses. And so you see from his presentation that he has, and he's not just owning and running businesses. He has also been the center of managing colleagues who are owners of businesses by his position as the chairman of NASME, Lagos. He has a degree from the University of Ilorin, and then has another degree, a bachelor's degree from University of Glasgow in the United Kingdom. Then he read master's in logistics and transport management from Irish University Business School, London campus, and then also had another master's in MBA in agricultural economics from University of Agriculture, Abeokuta in Nigeria, before he proceeded to earn his PhD in strategic value management from Princeton International University in New York in the USA. He has been a lecturer. He's taught in National Open University of Nigeria. He has also taught at Lagos University campus, programs. He has, been a founder and co-founder of businesses, including the integrated arable farms and food processing industry. He was the pioneer CEO of Eco Queen's Rice in conjunction with the Lagos State Fadama 3, additional finance. You people are familiar with Fadama. And he was the chairman of Lagos State Rice Farmers Off-Takers Association. So you can see he's in the last 2 decades, he's been involved in businesses and dealing with business people. And so we are very proud to have him to be one of the speakers at the premier pioneer public webinar of Savannah Business School. So on this note, I want to thank you and welcome you once again. And now I want to give the floor to Professor Zakaria to make his presentation in the next 20-25 minutes. Professor Zakaria, the floor is yours, please. Good morning.
I'm so glad to hear. This is the first time I'm looking at you physically. And I could now recollect what, when somebody called me that, come on, you will soon be linked with your mentor, that we talk the same way, we have so many similarities. And I'm very glad that you are able to come up with the Savannah Business School. It's a clarion call, and I believe in one way or the other, we have a lot of things to gain from the school. The individual level where we are, and at national level and international level. It takes courage for us today to know where we are heading to, because the weather is so cloudy. We have seen potential being wasted. We have seen situations where people are hopeless. As you rightly mentioned about me, that I've been in academics. When I was a student is different from when now I'm a lecturer. I've seen a lot of situations where people that are passing through the university now, they are looking at it as if they are wasting their time, majority, because the weather is so cloudy. So it is only God Almighty that will reward you. It is something that I believe that from today's on, I pledge also to give my support to the Savannah Business School.
Thank you very much.
I know once you touch people's life positively, I guarantee you that our Creator will continue to be happy with that person. In the Islamic perspective, where I shared my spirituality, no matter the numbers of mankind, the good one, respected one among them is the people that touches life of people positively. So any person who is doing that, we are convinced beyond reasonable doubt that Almighty God is with that person. So Savannah Business School will continue to touch people's life globally beyond Nigeria. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So, and secondly, I'm very glad that I'm given this opportunity to present in this webinar. When I look at the pathway, the theme of the presentation of this webinar, I was so happy because once, even in the course of success, in the course of doom, it is established that people will still be going through one path or the other. So pathway, it is a serious thing. If you don't know the road, no matter the energy and resources you have, you will waste all those resources and nothing will come out of it. So the pathway is what we want to see now on the side of personal as individuals and on the path of national prosperity. So if we are able to know the road, the pathway is clear, we know where we should go. I believe that it's more easier for everybody to even gain speed along the line to once you get this, you'll be able to get. But if you are moving around without even understand where you are going, it is a very terrible thing. So an entrepreneurship, as I do tell people, and in my presentation, it's not something funny. Entrepreneurship is not the way people just see it as a simple thing. For you to have a self-reliance, you are very, very close to Godfatherism by saying that you are on your own. God Almighty, who created us, He has this self-reliance, and that is, we have vigilance on the heart. So for Almighty God to have that self-reliance, it is telling us that we should now be on earth having self-reliance. So we should know that it's not something funny at all. It's not something funny. So, and by His grace, because of I've been privileged to see entrepreneurship from my background of training. I do tell people who have listened to me in many media and that I never know in my life that there will be something like entrepreneurship because my grandmom trained me. And she taught me, she's an unlettered person. And she taught me how I can have this self-reliance. Right from my primary school, I was told that it's 70-30 rule. I should be the one responsible for my life by 70%. And my parents and all other people in the society should only carry 30% rather. So this has been the way I was brought up until when I now grew up that the global world is now talking about entrepreneurship. To me, it's not something new in my life because that is the charity of entrepreneurship begins from home. But unfortunately, the numbers of years for parenting, many children have missed it. So we are now going to the university world or tertiary institutions to learn entrepreneurship. It is it is late. That is why we are not getting it right. So in the course of my presentation, I want people to really know that, as I've said, they need to understand entrepreneurship. Honestly, it's not something that I do tell people that it is not something we will take with levity. For instance, now, issue of vision about life is entrepreneurship. Ask even harder today, what is your vision in life? Many people cannot picture, cannot design, cannot even see where they are heading to, no vision. So that is why understanding entrepreneurship starts from where do you see yourself in the future? What do you see that people will call you in the future? Many people, they don't have vision. That is why today, most of our grandparents and the next cohort generation behind or above us, there are visions. The leaders then, they have visions. They have a clear vision about where they want to position Nigeria. That is why those of our parents, doctor, I'm referring to you and your cohort. When you are telling us that, then you always give us this story that during your university time, you eat, there is a fresh quarter or half of a chicken, tea, all good things. They did it because they want you to have a clear vision about life. They provided everything for you that time with zeal that you have to gain, you have to position yourself in the future. Vision is lacking. That is why people did not understand entrepreneurship. Knowledge is lacking. Innovation is not enough. But to even think of that you want to own a business, people buy jobs in millions. These millions, they can use it to have to be a venture owner. Because they didn't understand entrepreneurship, somebody will go for a parastatal job, which in one way or the other, that appointment can be terminated. The risk is so high in some cases that even with the risk of not doing anything, just collecting salary is a risk on its own. Very, very bad situations. So people use their money to buy. So they don't understand entrepreneurship. That is why. Management ideas is lacking. It's not sufficient in Nigeria. To cap it all, leadership skills, interpersonal relation skills, and so on, which are rudiments or background of entrepreneurship. If I cannot say it's not there, but it's very, very minimal. That is why I urge Savannah Business School to properly, the entrepreneurship orientation is very, very key. Once the mind is set, whatever the person is trying to do on as aspect of entrepreneurship will be more easier. Because of our time, I just want people to know that quite unfortunate, we did not understand entrepreneurship. At level of individuals in Nigeria is very minimal. The worst scenario is the government. Government did not understand entrepreneurship. If not, all these resources they are putting to say they are giving finance is being wasted. I've been a director of Entrepreneurship Center. I've seen we don't have the pathway that can turn around these resources into better thing or better future for Nigerians. So first and foremost, understanding entrepreneurship is very, very key. It's very, very important. At individual level, from family. I understood this through my grandmom, my late grandmom, because you have to have a vision. You don't have to get it right from childhood. Then all other one, that is the foundation. All other ones will just be coming and out of it and there. So let us do. I don't want to waste much time. Another very key concept in this team is prosperity. But before I go into that, I want people to have a belief one thing about pathway of entrepreneurship. It's not straight. That is why in this my slide, you see how the pathway is bending. It's not something straight. Anybody into entrepreneurship arena should have it at the back of his or her mind that entrepreneurship pathway is not straight. It's not straight at all. Don't deceive yourself that you don't have hurdles. Don't deceive yourself that no, you have to prepare your mind in such a way that where you get to the corner, you know how to do the cornering. When you are in the smooth area, you know the speed. It's just like riding you are riding a good car in a bad road sometimes. Then you later get to a very good place. You should be very careful, because if you are too speedy, you can have an accident. So entrepreneurship the pathway is you have to go with conscience. and you have to be with yourself consciously in terms of speed, in terms of whatever it takes, bearing in mind that the pathway is not straight. Prosperity, which is what is very, very important here. For individual, it's all about wealth creation. For our national, at national level, it's also about wealth. So prosperity is all about success. So prosperity is all about investment. Ask youth today, do they even understand the word investment? Right from our background in secondary school, we were taught the three motives of keeping money. Today, if you do examination with 10 people, hardly you see 1 passing out of 10. Because people believe that when they have money, all should go for transactive motive. And remember, we have speculative, we have precautionary. This is where you can invest. People did not understand those concepts again. Good fortunes is all about prosperity. But to cap it all good things about money, how to save money, how to use money to create money, all these are very important. But the most important one is its initiative. People, the prosperity we are talking about is entrepreneurial initiative about ecosystem. You are not alone. When you establish a business, from the customers to supplier, you have to understand every stakeholders so that in one way or the other ecosystem will be balanced. So on the side of prosperity, I can guarantee you entrepreneurship can give us prosperity. At individual level, you have peace of mind, you have self-reliance. The country as well can have it. There's no doubt about that. But we have to know that prosperity has dimensions. So it is the dimension that, for instance, now at individual level, you can have a checklist. How far, how low, how high is my prosperity? You need to be checking the dimension from time to time. One of the dimension of prosperity is your welfare. Wherever, if your livelihood is not guaranteed, you should know that there is no prosperity in what you are doing. Welfare, comfort is very, very important. Ease of doing things is all about prosperity. Yes, hardship, we also have the word and opposite as we are taught in primary and secondary school. If you are in hardship, you should know that you should be very careful. If that is not in your destination, if you take it as a destination, no prosperity. So apart from that, we also have what is common very close to you. Everybody becomes a beggar. Once you are begging for a living, there's no prosperity with that person. At that level, if the country is also begging, seeking for aid, you should know that there's no prosperity in that nation. Absence of orderliness these are opposite of prosperity. So for this, because of the time, where I'm heading to is not something I will waste time on here. As we know, dimensions, we should also bear in mind that if you are going into seeking for prosperity at individual level and our nation, they should come up with measures of prosperity in terms of dimensions, and we should have a checklist that will be ticking from time to time, that this one is being clear. At family level, we have surpassed this one. At national level, state level, we have surpassed this one. And we should not deceive ourselves in report. Nigerians, we claim what we are not. So in most cases, in so many cases, we see figures that are not commensurating with reality. As you rightly said in your remarks, sir, we will be saying Nigeria are very active, we are entrepreneurial something, but in reality, it's not there. So that is why I see beyond figures, I see beyond reports. I always look at the situation. I'm a realist, and I always let people say, is that in reality? Do we really have something to claim? So on this note also, does entrepreneurship actually promote personal prosperity? The answer is yes, anywhere in the whole world. I've said this, that when I see some of my students postgraduate, they are complaining there is resources. That is why they didn't go for an idea or a particular project. I always tell them that it's because you don't understand where you are going. Look at financial capital. It is number one in most Nigerians' mind. that if you don't have financial capital, you find it difficult to do business. But I'm saying it authoritatively, as we all know, it is not the basis for generation of wealth. It has to be a mindset, which doesn't even matter whether you have or you don't have. Some of us, we are graduates today, we are doctors today. It's not because our parents are rich. It's a mindset, a clear vision that we have, which is not financial in its dimension. So everybody should know that the answer, entrepreneurship can guarantee us prosperity at personal level and at national level. The answer, we have seen countries of the world, they don't have all what we have as human natural resource, but they get to a developed nation level, a developed country. Unfortunately, look at the situation we are. Everything is in abundance. The sun is in abundance. Water is in abundance. Land is in abundance. People, I mean, in terms of population, in abundance, yet no prosperity. So it means the independent level, independent variable of, as we all coin it as entrepreneurship, is not understood. Where it is understood, there's prosperity. I will not want to say much on that one, but that one is guaranteed. Now, if we are together, are we together? Are we all together, please?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Now, how does entrepreneurship actually promote personal prosperity? Let's start from that. One, we understand that level. How? Because in the 6 W's, what, when, where, why, and so on and so forth, the most difficult one is how. That is why its W is in the last part of the word. How is a strategy. Once there is no strategy, no matter how beautiful your intention, you will not get there. How is a strategy? In this case, in Nigeria, entrepreneurship the advent of new venture, it is a way that Nigeria can have prosperity. Nigeria should be to think of creating things for themselves. We have seen it in Nigeria. When Nigeria, we always talk about our exchange rate. Exchange rate is linked with proportions of what you are consuming by yourself and what you are consuming by others producing for you. That is what determines exchange rate. All cars, so far Nigeria relied that they should be creating cars for us to use. Quote me anywhere. In the logistic aspect of dimension of prosperity, we will never get it. We cannot create bicycle. We cannot create motorcycle. We cannot create vehicle, cars. And we are buying it, taking our resources to another country where they are producing it. So we are transferring our prosperity to that particular place. Creation of jobs, opportunity. I want to stress this one. How many of our parastatals today can create jobs? Even for people that we know, all of us, because entrepreneurship, to be an entrepreneur is a choice. I've interviewed some people, they said they cannot take risks. They would prefer to be a servant throughout their life. Whether it is public servant, civil servant, they just prefer to be a servant. So, and it's God that created them. It's okay. But what I'm saying is that at corporate level, can our institution create jobs? Can our institution create jobs? Most of our institutions, they lack corporate entrepreneurship acumen. They cannot create jobs. So how is that at individual level, as we are creating jobs, corporate organizations which will continue to exist must also know how to create jobs for us to get to prosperity. Impact on community development, for instance. Our community is part of our ecosystem. Entrepreneurship is not all about getting profit, then you lavish it or you create wealth, you accumulate wealth. No. You make impact in your community with what you are generating from community. That is then we can have prosperity. Political economic integration of outsiders. Yeah, it is good because the whole world is a global village, but we should integrate our political and economic agenda in such a way that Nigeria will not be every time on the floor. No, it's not our destiny that every time we should be followers. No. So that is another way. Enhancing the standard of living. Our standard of living must be improved in terms of infrastructure deficiency. I was in Asia. I saw there is a particular university in Kuala Lumpur. Its mandate is University of Infrastructure. In terms of all dimensions of infrastructure are taking studies there. Nigeria did not have a single one. And we are saying we have an infrastructure deficiency. No university is specialized on infrastructure. Everything is general. Federal University of Technology, Federal University of Agriculture. No specific directions. It's too general. For a country to move forward to get to this prosperity, you must deal with specifics. So I also want to leave this one. My conclusion on this part is that how is very important. I think
you have 5 minutes more.
Yes, I know I have. So that is why I'm trying to speed. So poverty outlook of Nigeria is very clear. I'm very happy that it has been discussed in the remark of our MD, our president. Very, very clear. And is entrepreneurship, is Nigeria an entrepreneurial nation? To me, it's no. We have potential to be an entrepreneurial nation, but we are not. Even you can see today, the so-called youth, those that are few ones that are interested to be in the arena of entrepreneurship corner, they are frustrated, and some of them have left the path because they are frustrated. When you are frustrated, you remain on the pathway, you get there, but the mindset is not there. So for the country, the world top 10 most entrepreneurial nation, as it's being released by Global Entrepreneurship Monitor now, Nigeria is not there. Chile, India, we can see Canada is there, Angola in Africa is there, Nigeria is not there because of all other dimensions and yardstick they are using to measure entrepreneurial nation. By and large, because of time. What is expected of individuals and government? In this case, the government. Government should stop wasting resources without understanding entrepreneurship. All our entrepreneurship centers in Nigeria should be channeled. Every center should be known for one thing or the other. If, for instance, a university is having an entrepreneurship, let them know that center for a particular crop, for a particular service, and let everyone be on its own and then come together again as an ecosystem. Nigeria can be delivered through that way. Because of the time, I believe that people will be able to watch this video, just 1 minute.
Opportunities abound everywhere, but mankind is so blind they can't see it. And when you see challenges, they are only wrappings of opportunities. All the challenges you see around you, inside them are hidden eternal opportunities, just for someone to be able to see it. You never have a champion that is not challenged. It is overcoming the challenge that brings out the champion in you. There are problems in Nigeria, but there are no nations without problems. There are no nations without challenges. The issue is that some are committed to solving their problems, while others are celebrating their problems. There are really no poor nations, but there are poor people in every nation. It is when the number of the poor outnumber the rich that we call it a poor nation. But when the rich in a nation outnumber the poor, then we say we have a rich nation. There are rich people in very poor nations who will still be classified very rich in the richest nations of the world. So you are not poor because you are in a poor nation. You are poor because you have not been empowered to live above it. So when you are truly empowered, you deliver results at the same rate anywhere you are in. Power delivers same quality of results anywhere. We were in Kaduna years ago, and people were coming in from Kano to service in Kaduna on weekly basis. So the church is not far where values are being delivered. Let me start by saying that every child of God is a man and a woman to be envied, not to be pitied. Every child of God. Isaac came on the stage, and the Bible said the Philistines envied him. And the word says, we brethren, as Isaac, we are children of promise. So you are not to be pitied, you are to be envied. All we need to do is to locate what it takes to outshine our peers in our field. In your field, what it takes. And I'd like to start by saying this. We have found out, both from scriptures and from the principles of life, that the fundamental secret of empowerment is knowledge. So the news you assess is what defines the changes in your life. That's why only thoroughly informed people become practically transformed. Knowledge is the secret of sustainable empowerment for unlimited achievement. Therefore, investment in knowledge is the gateway to sustainable empowerment. It takes the knowledge of the truth to remain increasingly empowered in your journey so as to fulfill your destiny in a grand style. Let's come down to natural context, information. Now, 2900 BC to 300 BC, Africa was leading in education. History confirms that Greek historians, architects, mathematicians, sociologists, archaeologists came into Egypt to receive their education. And that time, Africa was the center of civilization. Because wherever education goes, their civilization goes. Now, the Greek took over from them, and now you have the Platos, the Aristotles, the Socrates. And then the Romans hijacked it. And then the British hijacked it. And wherever education went, their civilization went. And then the Americans took it over. Nothing empowers like knowledge. And that's why we have powerless people in Africa. Let me show you this.
Okay, can we summarize this now? We don't have time anymore. Prof, can you round up?
Future. What you are taught is
Okay, so because of the time,
yes,
I think we pause it, but individual, I pledge to everyone to go and listen to these clips. On the general note, the conclusion is that entrepreneurship is a pathway to prosperity. There's no doubt, but it is knowledge-driven. Knowledge-driven from the family to the society and to the government arena and so forth and so forth and so on and so forth. By God's grace, we have more time in the future to discuss more further on the way out. Thank you for listening to me. And I believe in one way or the other, this material will be shared to participants as well. Thank you. I thank the organizer, and we have more in the future by His grace. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. That's Professor Zakari Yao, the head of Department of Entrepreneurship and Business Studies of Federal University of Technology, Minna, for those of us who are joining us. That was a masterpiece. Thank you very much. He's talked about so many things. He's talked about vision is key, knowledge is key, initiative is key. He has confirmed that entrepreneurship pathway is not a strange phenomenon, and that entrepreneurship actually leads to prosperity. And then he said you should have to have a checklist to measure your prosperity. You should have clear mindset, and that Nigeria is not an entrepreneurial nation. Entrepreneurship level center should specialize rather than just be jack of all trades. And he concluded by saying that wherever education goes, knowledge and civilization also follow it there. We'll have some time for you to answer questions. I'll be asking those who are here to use the Q&A section to put their questions. We may not give opportunity to people to talk because of time, but if you put your questions there, the speakers will address them. Before I go to Dr. Adams to deliver the second speech for the day, I want Mr. Joseph Ogunleye, the Business Development Manager of Savannah Business School, to tell us briefly about the programs of Savannah Business School that the school is starting with. In 2 minutes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, let me quickly tell us about the Savannah Business School calendar for year 2021. Okay.
Can you put it in the presentation slide, please, mode?
Okay. For the month of, okay, the first course here is effective small business management. It will take place in July 5th to 7th and October 25th to 27th.
Just run through the courses.
Okay.
People can go to the website to see the time. This is already on the website. And then we also share it with the material we are sending to participants.
All right, sir. So we have effective small business management, basic financial modeling, basic finance for non-finance executives and managers, financial management for entrepreneurs and business managers, HR analytics, starting and managing your business after retirement, Microsoft Excel and Power BI for professionals, finance and accounting for sales and marketing executives. And then we have strategic marketing for breakthrough performance. Lastly, on this list, we have sustainable marketing and driving business performance. So currently we have a program that is ongoing, registration is ongoing. It's tagged financial management for entrepreneurs and business managers. So this training will take place on the 19th to 21st of April. That is next week. So I encourage you all to go to our website and enroll for this course. Thank you very much. And who should attend this financial management for entrepreneurs and business managers? We have owners and managers of medium enterprise, line or divisional managers of revenue centers, branch and product managers, potential business owners and entrepreneurs. The objective of this training is to introduce participants to concept and practice of responsibility accounting, to improve the knowledge and skills of participants in budgeting, cash flow planning, profit and financial planning, to open all participants to business cost structures and costing techniques, to educate participants on basic finance control techniques, to introduce participants to various forms of business financing and partnerships and how to source them. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So that's this financial management for entrepreneurs and business managers is the program of this business school coming up 19th to 21st of April. It will be facilitated by seasoned facilitators, reputable, experienced people in the industry. It's April 19th to 21st, and it's going to be factual. It will run between 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day for the 3 days. You can register for it. You can go to the website of Savannah Business School to register for it, and that's it. So other programs also, like he has displayed, is also on the website. When you just click Savannah Business School, it will take you to the website of the school, and you can have so many other information. So without much ado, we're going to the second speaker of the day. Professor Adams Olu Adebayo is currently the chairman of National Association of Small and Medium Enterprises, Lagos chapter. I've given you his bio. He is an experienced entrepreneur. He's an experienced mobilizer of business people, and he's been there himself, and he talks to business people every day. So, Dr. Adebayo, tell us, what should we be expecting on entrepreneurship? The floor is yours for the next 20 minutes.
Okay, 20 minutes. Thank you. You've given my prof 25, and you have given 20 minutes to me for my practical.
Okay,
I will not go.
I give you 25 minutes.
Okay, that's good. I will really not go into much details of theory because my last 33 years of experience on both service-oriented and manufacturing sector before retiring as an executive director of Wemi Industry, the popular producer of Dr. Brown, where I retired in 2015 as the executive director in charge of sales, marketing, and strategy. I was heading about 3 or 4 portfolio. Immediately I retired, the whole portfolios were asked to be taken by each and 1 other directors. Why? Is because of the ability. I never knew I had that inbuilt. I thought I should just go and do my normal 8 to 5 job. But by the time I got there, the owner of the business discovered that this man is having something extra. And those extra things are what are led to where I am today. And those are the things I want to share practically with you so that you can now see. Yes, all my bosses from Dr. Tunde Bukwala and Professor Sakaria, they have spoken very well concerning it. You see, the issue is that Nigeria, we are yet to be there. We have the highest number of micro business in the whole of Africa. Micro, small business in the whole of Africa, we have the highest, over 45 million as of 2020 by the research of the PricewaterhouseCoopers. But notwithstanding, I will not bother you with some of this because you are still going to have access to my slide. But what I will bother you about really is just to bother you about what you need to really understand and what you need to ask yourself within that time that has just been given to me, because I know that it is the question that you really need to find out how these things work practically. My 5 years after retirement, I think I've really learned more than the 33 years that I've spent in both the private organization and multinational organization in the world. Yes, I'm privileged to be the chairman of the National Association of Small Business, Medium Enterprises in Nigeria, Lagos State Chapter. As their chairman, just like what Dr. Akukwala mentioned, that some of us are privileged to see both inside and outside. Another thing is that anywhere I go, I always tell people that I represent that woman that is selling the recharge card on the road. I represent that man that is doing shoe cobbling, the cobbler by your side. I represent that organizer that is by your side. I represent that woman that is doing your garments and the other one that is barbing your hair. All these people, they are like orphans. Nobody represents them. And that is the essence of me coming together, calling them to let them know that our voice together could now bring what we can call advocacy. So this is the reason. But you people have said a lot of things concerning entrepreneurship, but notwithstanding, let me add my own to it so that people can understand. Entrepreneurship as a pathway to prosperity. It's a system that allows you to upgrade your money mindset. There's what we call money mindset. Our people, they were saying that, oh, nothing works in Nigeria. I will still tell you certain things works. But many things works in Nigeria, but we have the negativity that are more than the progressive, especially the policy formulator and executor. The government, quote and unquote, in perspectives, they have not been very kind to small business, to micro business in Nigeria. Forget about the billion they are giving out. I will get to that level. Money is not everything. Money is number 7 in business. But a lot of people don't know. In this year, during this COVID, by God's grace, our association, we are licensed by the CBN and NISA to train people, entrepreneur, for accessing Agri's loan. Wow. Agri's loan is what government have done that is okay. But there are so many bottlenecks. I can say it without any apology because I've trained over 4,000 this year alone, over 4,000 of entrepreneurs. The Savannah Business School cannot be coming out at any to come out because we need specialized school and institution that can do what is right. That is what we need. So Savannah Business School is coming out at the right time to come and save this country, to come and take us from where we are supposed to be and from where we are coming to where we are supposed to be. So we had so many bottlenecks, especially in the terms of ease of doing business. You cannot know how shoe pinches until when you ask the man and woman that wears the shoe. And I told you I'm representing those people that wears the shoe. And why am I giving you this? That you want to get more clarity about your business and income and take a strategic action. If you don't take a strategic action, you won't get to where you are going. Why are you taking your strategic action? Your strategic action is one that will take you to where you are going. And if the government realizes at the end of the day, is going to create a lot of revenue and the economic development will now be on the high side. So when we want to look at it empirically, entrepreneur venture help to generate wealth, existing business will remain and coming to existing market and may hit a limit terms of income. But what you want to know is that this entrepreneur that we are talking needs to be driven by so many things. Technology is one of it in which we have to ask. But it is not everybody that can be an entrepreneur. Professor Sekerial has said it earlier. Some people are born to be like that, as a civil servant or a public servant or a private servant. Fine. But before, some of you that are looking at me or watching me or we are participating in this program, you need to ask certain questions. What are those questions that you need to ask? If presently you are working somewhere and you are thinking of moving ahead to establish your own job, what are the things that you need? Before I go to the role that the government play and other things, number one thing that you need to first of all assess yourself. Because if you don't assess yourself, if you don't sell yourself, you can't sell any product. If you are able to sell yourself, you can sell your product and services. Number two, you must have a good communication skill. If your communication skill is not okay, you need to go and learn. So without having that, you won't move to the next level. Nobody, it is everybody, just like what Dr. Kukwala said, that a lot of people came into the business, they will start the business, starting very well. Before you know, within a very short period, less than 1 year, you find out that they are already in the financial mess. Why? Because everybody believes there must be a capital somewhere for me to start. If the time permits me, I will tell you how you can successfully start a business in Nigeria without having a capital of your own, without even borrowing money from the bank. I will tell you if the time permits you, because it is a practical, this is what we did 3 years ago successfully and it was okay. But you will still note that at the end of this, somebody is watching you, which is the government. By the time the government comes with their own policy, that thing cannot go. But what they suppose or what they fail to understand is that you need, it is only in Nigeria that they are shaving people's head behind them. But apart from that, every other country that is making it, they will call you to come and dialogue with you. When they dialogue with you, you will be able to tell them exactly where you are coming from and where you are and where you are going. Don't let me digress. I wanted to tell you now, before you can consider yourself to be an entrepreneur, 6 basic skills to learn on your current job. One of it is that I've told you about the communication. I've told you about the management of people. I told you about management of cash flow. It's very important. Please don't bother. Don't. The slide is still going to give to you. Don't look at it that I'm not following this the slide, but I'm running ahead because they are just giving me 20 minutes or 25 minutes. That 25 minutes, by the time you are going to ask questions, I will be able to attend to some of these questions, then you will get it very well. So when you now look at it, why you need to get all those words, then the cash flow The management of it is important, and management of your time. If you cannot manage your time, you cannot manage people. And management of self and domestic life. Let me tell you, this one I've just told you now is just part of the practical aspects of what I imbibe on. And this is what I'm going to turn into a book very soon, so that you can see practically those business you can do with no capital, no income, but you'll be running the business and you'll be very successful. So now we are talking about investing in product and service, which we have known. Commerce and regional economy. The federal government is opening our border. Initially, when the border was about to open, the small businesses, initially when the border was about to open, and for the federal government to sign the AFTA. So we look at it from that angle, that Nigeria has the population. If we throw our border open, when the small business die, it took them time before they agreed. And they called us, and we now gave them our own reason. Because the manufacturers, because they know the problems that we are facing. Let me tell you, if you are not ready to be your own local government chairman, wherever constituency you find yourself, don't say you want to be an entrepreneur in Nigeria. Number one, you must provide your own energy, which is light. You must provide your own borehole for your water. You must provide the good road that leads to there. And you must provide the security, either OPC, Eastern Network, or whatever that is available in your area. You must have your own private local security that will protect you. Then when you now look at all these parameters, these are what is expected from the government. But where you don't have it, you must be the one to provide it by yourself. And if you are not ready to make the provision and you want to rely, put all your investment in the hand of the government, I say you are on your own. Not because of anything, because you will regret it. The reason is that at the end of the day, you just discover that people that you have put your life into their hand will mess it up. It's not because I'm antagonizing the government. They have been doing very well with us. We are partnering with them in many ways. But I need to let them know the truth of the matter is that if they are doing it right, I will praise them. If they are not doing it right, I will need to hit them so that they will know. Nigeria is not yet there, just like what Professor said, because the ease of doing business is very, very key and germane. Since you don't have it, you must be ready as an entrepreneur. And one key thing, if you cannot take a risk, I beg you, just drop your idea of an entrepreneur. There is no way you can go further, because you must be able to take risk and you must be able to take a calculated risk. With that one, you are good to go. Before I move further on this slide, I will need to quickly digress into one section. That section, in the next 2 or 3 minutes, I will be off from that section. Just let the slide be where it is, and let me just talk about that section. The section is the checklist of an entrepreneur. Let me tell you, if you cannot answer or attend to the following question, you might find it very difficult or to start your own business or to be an entrepreneur. What is it? The first thing that you need to ask yourself, how organized are you? That's the first thing. If you are not organized, forget about it. Nobody can organize anything for you. As long as you are not organized as an entrepreneur, you cannot get it right. So you need to find out. That is the first question. The second question, do you have competitive spirit? If you don't have a competitive spirit, whatever business you want to go to, somebody is already there. Somebody has been there before you. You want to go to sugar, you find Dangote. You want to go to salt, you find Dangote. You want to go to cement, you find Dangote. You want to go to flour, you find Dangote, and you equally find flour mills and other, Bua and other people. So you need to, are you ready for the competitive spirit? If you don't have the competitive spirit, you won't be able to go into that. That's the second one. Number 3 is that, are you a risk taker or a risk dodger? Let me tell you, if you are not a risk taker, you cannot start any business. If you are not a risk taker, if you are the one that dodge risk, forget about it. That business will not grow. Number 4, look at it. What experience and skill have you gained at the work are relevant that something you have done before? Let me tell you, there is no experience or knowledge that is lost. Whatever the experience you have had in your life is important for you to start doing something. I used to tell people whenever they call for counseling, say, I'm a civil servant, I've not done any business in my life, and I'm looking for what to do. I will first of all ask you, In the last 15 years of your life, what have you been doing? Okay, let me say in the last 10 years of your life, what have you been doing? Hey, so I've been working in the post office, and that's what I've been doing, and I will retire very soon, and I've been going around. I say, well, I will give you 3 businesses that you need to start. If that is the way, you look at logistic business, you look like the courier business, and you look at something similar to what you are doing. Go into competition with the government that has been doing it. DHL did it, UPS did it, and some other people are coming. Look at the coronavirus that came up. Then now, if not on Zoom, I'm far away from Lagos, and I'm still talking to you. I'm inside one local and remote bush, but I'm still talking to you. Because of technology, you need to know whatever that you are doing, you need to get your experience and take advantage of that. Number 5, are you good? You must have a sound and good head. If you don't have a sound and good head, you will not be able to do anything good. Sick today, out of hospital tomorrow. Tomorrow you are in England for medical checkup. Next tomorrow you are coming back to Nigeria. After 3 weeks you are going back to Germany for medical checkup. There's no way an entrepreneur can do that. You must have a sound head. Another one you need to know: can you lead people? Don't put everything in the hand of people. I have money. I have money. You have money. People will steal all your money. I will tell you why. What they are selling for 3 naira. I had a bitter experience with one of my members. She told me that they were buying, she sent somebody, one of our good staff, she trusted the staff very much, that they are buying the cassava flour for the fufu they were doing in somewhere in the Ijebu or the Bolu side. And she one day said the instinct told her to move ahead and get to these people when this lady did not come to work. That is the only thing that saved her. She's so more relaxed. She was even mad with the lady. You are sick. He said, yes, I'm sick. So the lady did not know that this woman will go. The woman went there, and the woman found out that on every ton that this woman is selling for her at the rate of maybe 21,000, the woman is adding extra 8,000. And sometimes they will buy like 10 tons of the cassava. It's making 8,000 on 10 tons. That is 80,000 for every trip, and they do like that like 2 times in a week. How will that business owner, how will he make business? How will he make profit? How will he grow? That is it. That is why you don't put everything in the hand of people. If you are not ready to lead people, to manage them, don't go there. And if you are not ready, number 7, if you are not ready to make sure that you have confidence in the people that you want to do, before you have confidence, you have to build the confidence. So before you have confidence in them, you must build their confidence, and you have it. So if you don't have all those things, you cannot go into it. And now, number 1, is, are you prepared to take a short-time sacrifice in return for all the times and success that you have made? If you are not ready to do that, don't start as a business. Can you delay gratification and postpone pleasure and consider luxurious life much later in life? You have to sacrifice all those holidays. Tell your children you want to take something. If you don't do that, every of your saving, because the day you take a position that you wanted to start your own business, everything turns, because nobody pays you again. Free money is no longer coming. That is why you have to start that. Another one is that is your spouse in support of it. I've seen so many women say, my husband does not believe in my business. That business will not go well. I will tell you why it will not go well. The reason is that the husband is looking towards another direction. You are looking towards another direction. I'm giving you a practical example. We have had so many times in talking to people. Your spouse, your children, your family must believe in what you are doing. That is the only way there will be continuity and there will be a succession. If there is nobody, if you die tomorrow, what will happen to that business? And if you look at it, the only business in Nigeria that has survived 1 century is Alabukun, the one by Oditola, the Alabukun. Apart from the Alabukun, every other business are struggling to make 100 years. They have passed that 100 years, and they are in their 4th generation. Just like the company I told you is in the hand of the 2nd generation now. The children of my boss are the one handling it now. You can Google it. They are the one making that nappy. They started in Nigeria. So what I'm telling you is that let your family be part of that business. And another one that you need to understand, that you must be naturally have flair for business. If you don't have natural flair for business, I'm directed to, which is the normal civil servant. That is what you want to do. It will be very difficult for you to make it. Another one is that you must enjoy mixing with people. You must talk with people. Don't be too aggressive when people are asking you questions. You will need to hear a feedback, whether good or bad. If you cannot absorb it with you, then forget about it. You are not ready to be an entrepreneur. I won't like to go more than that, because if I want to go, we will go more than that on that. But let me just tell you exactly what you need and go. Can you go on that slide, please? On the slide, can you move ahead for me? Okay. Part of, you are talking, let me talk from the new technology promote efficiency. The new technology is what I've just discussed about the issue of coronavirus that have brought us with this one that you are talking about. We are talking about using Zoom to get into you. That technology, you need to imbibe in it if you really want to start a good business and make good money. Yes, a lot of financial technology, they have crushed up, they have closed down. Yes, I will tell you the reason why they are crushed up and they have closed down. The reason is that the money they were making before, they couldn't make it during the COVID and other things, and government is not supporting them. We have similar challenge. Government is telling everybody, go to the farm, go to the farm. Yes, we have a practical experience of it. We went down into the farm. On getting to the farm, we got the government money through the anchor borrower. When we got it, but instead of doing what the government asks them to do, let me tell you, there are two levels of problem in Nigeria. The first level of problem is people know what to do, they will not do it. That's one. Number two, the second aspect of the problem is woman disaster. Woman disaster, like that lady I told you, the manager that used to have 80,000 every trip. Look at the amount of money she must have made for herself. So those are woman disasters. So you find out that government said this is a very laudable program. People are asking me, say, doctor, what are you saying about this? Anything that works outside Nigeria does not work in Nigeria. I say, yes, we have a special evil in Nigeria. He said, what do I mean by special evil? I said the special evil is you and I. When you see any country that is doing well, they don't just get to that place overnight. Let me tell you, they asked a young boy, the boy was in secondary school, and they asked him, what would you like to do? He said, I would like to be a senator. They say, a senator, you don't even say you want to be a businessman, you want to do this, you want to do that. He said, no. He said, why? He said, all what I need to do is just to get some money, get myself to the National Assembly and say, hi, I support. And they give him millions of naira. And I will come and be donating money and I will be spending money around. He said, why? He said that is the only thing. And he said, if you want to be like that, you must be able to first of all work with the people that can destroy. I said, look who and who that you think that can destroy. He said, work with the agberos, work with the people that are togri. He said, by the time you work with them, they know you very well. You build yourself, they will present you. He said, you have acquired education. He said, that is the basis of his own education. After the education, he said they will present him. When they present him, he will go there and do his own damage by carrying the money. You see why? The reason is that people are not being taught how to start doing good from their cradle. Once we are in that position and we have not gotten it right, it's what you learn and imbibe. You cannot give what you don't like, what you don't have. Most of our people, apology to them in the National Assembly, give them 1 billion naira. They will finish it under 2 months and you will not see one hospital in their constituency. Do you know why? They always believe in giving out the money, sharing the money to the people, 20,000 or 10,000 or even 5,000 naira, so that they will be able to come back and install them. So what we are saying is that as an entrepreneur, the position you're supposed to take in life is for you. Let them make a policy that will help you. Don't expect them to do that. You need to do it by yourself. Let's quickly move us on the slide. Addressing environmental challenges.
2 minutes to go, doctor. 2
minutes to go. Don't let me go through the slide again. Go towards here. Let me quickly give the challenge. Please go far a little bit. Far. Almost towards the end. Yes, stop here. Let me quickly make this one. No, go back to number 1 and 2 on that. Let me quickly, because this one will be very, very good. Go to number 1. Okay, yes. Let me tell you this one. A lot of business are about to collapse in Nigeria because of so many things. Number 1, if you are in that section and you are looking for a way out, don't be panicked. The reason is that I said it, take care of yourself. Number 2, you take advantage of the intervention fund provided. We have the survival fund, the NISA COVID fund, and all these funds. Take advantage of some of these funds. They are single digit and they work very well. Go to number 3. Let me quickly look at it. I will quickly rush and see it. No, make a 3-month financial plan. Please, if you are owing anybody, nobody is going to kill anybody. Government owed, you tell that person you are owing, please, this is the way. I want to make a payment plan. If you are owing NEPA, you are owing government, you are any federal government, state government, tell them I have a financial plan. This is the financial plan. Don't let anybody, even though you are doing your repayment for the loan, because these are areas that I have worked on and it went very well for us. Tell them this is my financial plan. For you, I'm going to pay you. I'm supposed to pay you under 6 months. But from the look of things, you get this money under 18 months. Every month, this is the amount of money consistently I can afford to pay you. So when you do that, you speak to them. Let me tell you, let it be written down and let your lawyer stamp it and go to the court to go and make some necessary notarization. Let them know that there's an agreement that you are going to pay this amount of money. Don't overstretch yourself. If you die, people will still continue. The Nigeria will not collapse. So you need to give them a payment plan. That one will work for you. Then apart from that, look at your personal finance and speak to the people that you can help. So anyone you have been giving money to before and you can't afford the money, they can't kill you. Tell them, please, I'm facing some challenges. Everybody is knowing that we have crisis in Nigeria because of COVID all over the world. So I can't be giving you this money, but I won't tell you there's no way God can even answer. So, but make sure that there's a plan. The one prioritizes. I won't say more than that because I don't want to sound so religious concerning that. Another thing is that look for an opportunity. Any opportunity that you see that can now increase your revenue. Number one, some of your staff will be asking you for more payment because of the increase in fuel, increase in energy, increase in all these things that you are talking. But you need to find out what are the things that you can do to help them. If you invest in your staff and you build them up, you'll be expecting more from them. And number 5, so when I told you about the operational and the operators, people that are doing your business, don't let them suffer. If you see a trading video going on about people, one of the poultry owner that caught some women packing egg inside their head, their bra, their pants, or their pocket, you find out that these are part of the problem that we are talking about. There is no way any entrepreneur can succeed when those 2 people are taking 4 crates of egg every day. The woman cannot even know about it. He will keep on working and working, and at the end of the day, he won't be able to understand why those problems are there. So you need to understand, number 1, try as much as possible. As you are paying them good money, you can reduce the number of staff. If you have 50 staff, turn them to about 20. Now, out of that 20, use the other money to put to the other people that are available, and make sure you have CCTV camera. If that woman has a CCTV camera in her poultry, and she's monitoring it through the phone, all this problem will have reduced. Number 1, once you have been caught, they won't do it again. So you need to invest in intelligent knowledge, native intelligence, and other intelligence that people that can help you. Put CCTV camera, put other security, because some people, they will not give their security people money and they won't be able to do well. So on a good note, I would like to acknowledge the organizer of this Savannah Business School. You have done very well. This is just the beginning of it, and I want to admonish you that we should all seek for one common thing. Let's have an entrepreneurship bank. Let's forget about the business, the industrial bank, they are for big people. We don't have a micro bank in Nigeria. All the one they call microfinance bank, they are not microfinance bank. There's no way you can succeed in life if you are paying 4% per month, 5% per month, 10% per month for any loan that you are doing for business. Even though if you are selling cocaine, it will be very hard for you in Nigeria as of today. Thank you. On this note, I would like to thank everybody, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Adams Olu Adebayo. That was very, very, I know if I leave you, you go on and keep on giving us that very interesting perspective to entrepreneurship. And I'm very excited. So I'm sure we'll bring you back. In fact, the 2 of you will bring you back at some point to come and dwell more on some of the issues that we have raised today. But I wanted us to have some good time to take questions. That's why I didn't want to give you more than 20-25 minutes to speak. And I'm happy that both of you are able to stick to that. Let me assure participants that we will send you all the presentations that have been made today. So please, we will send them to you. We're also going to put them on our website immediately, maybe by tomorrow or so that you can go through them and relate with them, including even the video that we did not played by Professor Zakaria that we couldn't completely listen to. Very interesting video indeed. So it's time now for questions. Before I go to that, Dr. Adebayo spoke about too many bottlenecks in running a business in Nigeria. He also emphasized that money shouldn't be the most important thing we are looking for before we start a business. Money is actually number 7 on the list of the checklist. And then he gave us some basic skills needed, 6 checklists, natural flair for business, risk taking, whatever experience you have will count. Sound health is important. Having the skill to lead people and having confidence in your team. Sacrifice or delay gratification is very key. Support from your family is very key. And then you should enjoy mixing with people. And then he went ahead to then see how we can overcome some of the challenges that we face. And he listed about 6 or 5 items there. Thank you so much, Doctor. Now it's time for me to just share with you the 2 speakers, some of the questions that have been asked by participants at this very interesting webinar this morning. So let me start. Some of them are for Professor Zakaria. So as I will give you two or three questions. Please just take them. If we have time, we'll go through another round. If we don't have time, we'll take the questions and then we'll try to answer. We'll give them to you, answer them, and we'll send them to those who ask them. Someone said, what in practical terms do we need to do to start and run a successful business in Nigeria, knowing fully well that it is difficult to do so in Nigeria? I think that question goes to Dr. Adebayo. Somebody also said, entrepreneurship is knowledge-driven, but you forget to add the role of government killing entrepreneurship ideas. A lot of fintechs are shutting just because of one government policy and people are thrown out of business. What do you suggest can be the way forward in reality, Prof? So there are quite of issue of challenges posed to us from government, government policies, government regulations, the policy somersaults, inconsistencies, and so on and so forth, and the environment. So people are asking, what exactly do you think can be done? And that question is for Professor Zakaria. The other question is, what's the future of entrepreneurship in Nigeria? SMEDA plan to develop one product per local government area. How far about this program? I don't know whether Professor Zakaria will know about that. If you know, you can help us answer that question. If you don't know, maybe we'll leave that. Somebody also said, what do you have to say to the idea that entrepreneurship is not for everyone? I think that question has been answered by the 2 of you. So that some people are not cut out for entrepreneurship. Then someone said, what practical step do you advise one who has never had experience in entrepreneurship to take to begin to switch their mindset and begin their journey to finding and solving problems? I think that also has been dealt with. So let me go for one more question, and then we'll give the floor to you to answer them. Okay, so there are more questions that have come on the platform. So there's someone said, the last person, the last speaker, that Dr. Adebayo, said he was going to tell us how to start a business successfully without having capital, without borrowing. So can you then share some insight into that, Dr. Adams Olu Adebayo? So let me then give the floor to Professor Zakaria. You have about 5 minutes, and then we'll go back to Dr. Adebayo, another 5 minutes to respond to some of the questions. If you have time, then we'll take another round of questions. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much, sir, the coordinator, the moderator, and the founder of Savannah Business School. We are so glad to have this opportunity in our life. I've said earlier on that...
Can you increase your volume? Can you increase your volume?
Okay. So I've said earlier on that, and I'm very happy that in the 2 presentations, we have seen situations that we need to try as much as possible to understand it. The understanding of the government, I want to emphasize it. Yes, I want to really talk about the role of the government. Today, let me be sincere with you. The knowledge base of our government, situation in this country is very low, if nothing. The role that the government is supposed to play, let me just give you a practical, and our participants should bear in mind. It's just like a car. The government is the driver. No matter how good the car could be, no matter how the engine and the body of the car is so superb, if you have a reckless driver, you are going nowhere. You are going to have an accident, because even all the facilities that are good in the car will be abused by a reckless driver. What I mean by government is not only state government, it's not national government. What I mean is that people, custodians of policies, in terms of formulation of, we are nothing to write home about in this country. We have people that are government in the educational sector. Why are we hopeless in that regard when people graduate and they are still looking for a job? A course can deliver somebody in one's life. Out of all the courses from 100 level to 400 level or 500 level, as the case may be, one course supposed to deliver somebody to have a self-reliance. Unfortunately, because the people that formulate the curriculum, people to review the curriculum, they have messed it up. That is why the role of the government, we are seeing it as they are destroyers. But I want to tell you today, there's nothing permanent. Nothing is permanent. The 5 years for 4 years is 8 years. After that, that person moved from that particular stage. Let every person know that there is what we call entrepreneurial leadership. Don't keep quiet. Every person, because people that are deciding our fate in terms of policy, they are not entrepreneurs. They are not. And for that reason, we should not give them more time to continue to destroy it. So people should try as much as possible to inject themselves in politics. Politics is not a dirty game. It's the way we are practicing it. It's players that determines the fate of game. In Chelsea, Man U, people that are used to all this game, you can see some players will enter maybe 15 minutes to the end of the game, and the whole game will change because of the quality of the coach, who is able to diagnose, to know who should inject, who should be removed in terms of changes. We don't have it in the government today. That is why all the programs that we are introducing are not forthcoming when it comes to results, and it should be result-based system. I'm not trying to relegate any personality here, but we have been privileged to know the role of government. The role of government is policy. Every policy should be able to accommodate entrepreneurs. Today, look at issue of our doctor who has presented the practical experience of border system in Nigeria. Look at what it has destroyed so many things now. Where we going, we'll be coming, we'll be going, we'll be coming. So the government, what I also want now, Savannah Business School, you have a role to play. Invite government, the so-called government at state level, local level, let them also be coming for lectures. Yes, most of them, they may have good intention, but they are lacking the knowledge. A sample opinion of some people, the so-called senators, the so-called House of Rep, some of them, they have iota of good intentions, but the knowledge-wise is zero. So please, you should extend this call to our government people. That is on the government role. You asked me about the issue of Smedan. I'm not surprised that I don't know anything about what they say they are planning for each local government, because I, by privilege, have been a licensing officer for Central Bank of Nigeria and my university on issue of AGMIS. What comes out of AGMIS? We train, we give people certificate, 2 years, nothing comes out of it. Nigeria will be going this way, this today. Tomorrow, after eating rice and beans, you see them taking another directions. After taking cocoa, or they will move to another. There is no steady movement. So that is why for the Smedan, there's nothing stops Smedan to inculcate their program into primary school, secondary school, university. There's nothing bad in studying SMEDA as a course. There's nothing bad in studying IBI, Bank of Industry as a course. It's a knowledge. It's an indigenous knowledge, a policy that you want people to know about it. This is my own comment on that. But people should not lose hope. Nigeria is I told somebody with me, I said, Nigeria is a fertile place. When you go abroad and you look at Nigeria from far, you will know that God really bless us. But it's not, the knowledge is not adequate. But we should not lose hope. My generations know we should not lose hope. Come every time they are coming now, people should have entrepreneurial leadership orientation. And we move into whatever they call so politics, and God will deliver us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Professor Zakaria, Head of Department, Entrepreneurship and Business Studies, Federal University of Technology, Mina. So the floor is now yours, Dr. Adams Oluwadebayo, to respond.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Tunde Okuwola. I'm very grateful. Those questions, these are practical questions. In my speech, I've already highlighted some of these questions and address it. Somebody was asking, how do you curb corruption? You use technology to curb corruption. Let me tell you, I mentioned it earlier that most of the problems that we are facing are man-made problem, human disasters. That's corruption. Somebody suddenly just come up with Infinity or Prado or whatever the brand of the vehicle that is expensive, that's like our senators used to have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't want to mention anybody's name, but it's also a youth like me, and he has gotten D1, D2, D3. I say, for you to have gotten all this amount of vehicle, this is our industry that you are riding. You are taking a car of 75 million. If I have 75 million, I can bet my life on it. This 75 million, if I don't employ 200 Nigerian graduates, and if I pay them anything less than 120,000, let government kill me. I'll put everything online. I'll tell my children and everything. So forget you, I'm gone for life. He said, why? Because I wanted to go and face it. If I have that 75 million that this man is using to ride that vehicle, I will use it to employ 200 graduates. And if I can't pay them 120,000 naira, forget about the 30,000 everybody is saying for the minimum wages. If I can't pay them that 120,000 naira as a graduate, then let government go and kill me. They say, why? Because I know what I'm doing. And somebody will be having 10 of that vehicle. Doing what? You can only employ one. It's only a driver. These are part of the thing. Government is the only one that can control corruption. That is my own. Then on your own part, you need to do your own. How do you do it? Number one, you see, a lot of our people, you call yourself entrepreneur. An entrepreneur, you are using ATM for your business. The card, the business you are, the account you open as a business account, you have ATM. Corruption has already set in. You see this one, you enter supermarket, you buy. You see this one, you buy. Corruption is already there. So you need to understand there must be a line of demarcation between your business and your personal money. If your personal money is your personal money, your business money is your business money. If you cannot do anything good with your own money and you keep on spending the company money, the company will go down. So you have to start from your home. Don't collect cash. That's the first way. Any business that you are doing, let them be paying through bank transfer. If you can't, you see, the ease of doing business is, even though in abroad, do you know a beggar in abroad have ATM? They don't even use cash. ATM, a beggar, ordinary a beggar. I can tell you my practical experience that in our own cooperative, I don't want to mention the name of the bank, they gave us ATM and they said because we cannot run to the tune of making 5 million monthly, that because of that, our ATM is being seized. They came and collected the ATM. They say we are wasting it, that other people need it. I said, this is a cooperative. How do we do that? So you are encouraging corruption. So the only thing is that if ATM, all these are not ATM, POS, this POS is everywhere. You can get a POS in your office. Let everybody be paying through their ATM. And at the end of the day, let them be doing transfer. Forget about the issue of cash transaction. That one will reduce corruption. That's aspect. Number two, everybody that is an entrepreneur must have money management skill. If you don't have money management skill, there is no way corruption will not set in. People are selling akara. This one come, okay, buy for money. This one come, hey, come and take uncle. You can, before you know, the whole akara has finished. It's corruption. What do you want to do? You want to impress people that don't even know you. That is corruption. You have started the corruption, introducing the corruption into your business. Another thing somebody was asking me, how do you start business? You don't have money. You don't. Let me tell you. It is when people are saying there is a high level of unemployment in Nigeria, I laugh. It is not that the high level of unemployment that we are talking. The problem is that if those people that are looking for jobs, are they employable? Let's ask ourselves the truth. If you employ somebody, you will be the one to even help that person to do the job. So by the time you finish, say, from which school have you graduated that you have given me this, and you cannot do anything. So you find out that you will need to invest on anybody that you want to employ. And then when you don't want to know the money that you are looking at it, that is why Dr. Popola and other financial institutions, you come in. You see, if government can come together, yes, they have already developed NISA microfinance. Let NISA microfinance be given a serious mandate. The mandate is not about, you see the way government is wasting money. Survivor fund, 1.2 million, 1 million, giving, you are wasting your money. The only way that can happen that, yes, it's true, we have attached it to our BVN, but it is not enough. Number one, they told us that you have to train people before they access the AGMIS loan, just like what Professor have said. It's true, but the truth is that how many of them have they accessed the fund? It is not available. So what we can do is that let's build our own personal integrity. Let's build ourselves and let's look for high net worth. Then another thing is advocacy for our certificate. You see, Nigerian government, they know how to disgrace people. Even with all your navel, all what you have read, they will ask you, with all this, when you finish your NYSC, they say you should bring your school certificate, bring your degree certificate, bring your NYSC, come and take 1 million naira. That is ridiculous. How can you do that? You are asking a policy that is giving somebody who has not ever been to school, you are giving that person 10 million. And now you are giving one graduate, and you ask that graduate to come and deposit his life certificate to collect 1 million. What will 1 million do in Nigeria economy of today? So these are areas that we need to work together and find out. The certificates that you have gotten should be able to access up to 50 million from the bank. If you are dying, there's something they say, if you want to eat the frog, if the frog or the toad, eat the one that has egg, so that people will understand, they will know what you are eating. So let government in its own way look at it. They should stop discouraging people from reading. If you say all what my certificate worth is 1 million naira to get from Bank of Industry, it's nothing to write home about. If you are giving me 20 million, you are giving me 50 million with my certificate, I know what I'm going to do. So these are the things they're supposed to encourage. Then they should make sure that there is an arrangement between the owner of the business you want to do as people that will mentor you. There is mentee and the mentoring and the mentee. So if you are able to see what they are going to do to mentor you to get to where you are going, it make it faster. What am I saying about you getting money? Put yourself together as a cooperative and tax yourself. If you are 50, those 50, tell them that we are going to be in different sectors. These 50 people, 10, 10, 10 in different sectors, making 5. This first group, this is the money that we need. Each of you, go and look for 500,000. If you have 500,000 in 50 places, that one will give you 25 million. So if you have 25 million, now you can now say, this set of people, this is what we are going to set up. Let other people learn from them. Then we now use that money to run. Then without your 25 million, you can start a good business. And another thing is that without your 25 million, you can even get up to 75 million. How do you get that? From another financial institution. You can use that money as a collateral. They call it back end of cash to cash. If you have back end of cash to cash, and instead of you engaging yourself and buying all the property or equipment that you need, you don't need to do that. Go and meet lease equipment company. They are going to lease those equipment for you within 36 months. And every one of you will share the same equipment and you'll be able to start your business. So what am I saying? So you see that all the money we are looking for is within ourselves. If you say you have a graduate, on the day you are graduating, that graduate must have gotten a place where he's worshiping. He must have gotten some friend. And the money, if you see a graduate unemployed is using an handle of 350,000. That means the graduate unemployed graduate can easily afford to have 500,000 naira. That as a capital to start up something. Put those money together. Look for other 50 people. That what we have said, we can put you together within our own and anchor you. They will not tell you what to do. It might not be your turn this year. It might be your turn next year. But you will still be collecting something out of your 500,000 that you have dropped. But by the time you put everybody together, somebody will be your CEO among of you. All this money you put together, you will find out that after 3 or 4 months, a bank will come to you. That is what Nigerian banks is. They want to see you doing something. They will come and hand money to the one you have had. And that is the way you go. You don't need to be running after that. You can generate money. There are some churches, there are some mosques that they give money in terms of skill acquisition. So all this money you are looking for is only you have not put yourself together. I've just said it now that 50 of you with 500,000 can raise 25 million naira. With 25 million naira, I can tell you the business that you will do under 2 years. If you don't see more than that on your 25 million naira, call me a bastard. The reason is that there are certain things that's been needed, or what you need to do, except if God have changed. If you plant a maize, it will come out, one corn maize you planted, it will come out as big. This is what you need. But we've told you about the environmental issue, that the insecurity and other thing is a very big problem, but that does not mean Nigeria is not striving. But with what you have just said, if some of you come to my organization and tell us we have 25 million, I will tell you how many of you, 25, divide yourself into 5, 10 in each. Let's see what we are going to do. Within 3 years, you all make your money and you get back to it. Thank you very much. I'm very grateful, sir.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you so much. The two of them have answered the questions and they provided greater insight into all the questions we have asked. We have just about 4 minutes to go. Within those 4 minutes, I want to we'll give vote of thanks. Before we give vote of thanks, I still want to give them, because they are here because of us, and I want us to take every minute to enjoy them. They will have opportunity to say just one parting shot for us. Just 30 seconds, one parting shot from Prof, and then one from Dr. Adebayo. And then we'll give the floor to Joseph to give us the vote of thanks. But before I give the floor, they made a lot of efforts and references to government, both of them. And that just reminded me about a quote from a book. I don't know how many of them, many of us have read it, Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. That book was written in 1957. The author himself died in 1982. He said, when you see that trading is done, not by consent, but by compulsion. When you see that in order to produce, you need to obtain permission from men who produce nothing. When you see that money is flowing, those who deal not in goods, but in favors. When you see that men get richer by graft and by pull than by work, and your laws don't protect you against them, but protect them against you. When you see corruption being rewarded and honesty becoming a self-sacrifice, then you may know that your society is doomed. Your society not be doomed. Thank you very much. So, Professor Zakaria, 30 seconds of rounding up. In rounding up, somebody asked about how do we do mentoring of young people into entrepreneurship. That is a challenge. You can just use that opportunity to answer that question.
So, as is part of, thank you for the last giving me of opportunity of 30 seconds. I want to tell the audience today 3 things. These 3 things are, they should go and seek for knowledge of mentorship. It's very, very key. And everybody who doesn't have a mentor, it is high time the person should go for a mentor. You need a mentor in your life. If not, you waste a lot of your time. Number 2, there is what we call, there's 2 books I want to refer people to go and study it. You can download it free on the internet. Number 1, I never knew I had a choice is the title of the book. I never knew I had a choice. Just type it on Google and put PDF, you download the book. It's very, very important. Why Nations Fail is another book. They should go and download it. Why Nations Fail. With these 3 things, mentorship, reading these 2 books, I believe in one way or the other, the Almighty Creator will show you the pathway to the prosperity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Zakaria. Dr. Adebayo, please.
Yeah, thank you. And just 30 seconds, I just want to tell you that in the corporate world of today, collaboration is key, partnership is important, and at the same time, ability to work with others. Don't rely on yourself. Your experience and exposure might not take you to where you are going, but might only lead you there. But you need to work and understand with people. Just like I mentioned, if you don't have anybody to mentor you, you are already going to the wrong way. What others fail to do, if you have a mentor that will take you there, you achieve it in a seamless way, and you'll be good enough to teach others like me. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Adams Olu Adebayo. So we're rounding up now. Just to remind us again that Savannah Business School has a program, Financial Management for Entrepreneurs and Business Managers. It's holding between April 19 and 21. It's going to be virtual. Everything that you need to have in terms of interaction, as if you are physically with the facilitators, is provided. There will be a lot of case studies, experience sharing, and it's basically for owners and managers of medium enterprises, those line of divisional managers, branch and product managers, potential business owners and entrepreneurs. Anybody that has a business, you need financial knowledge, and this just to give you an idea of how do you analyze financial statements, how do you do profit planning, how do you do costing, how do you do cash flow budgeting, basic things that you need, that even if you are not the one doing it, but you need to understand it. Is all that you are going to be listening to in those 3 days on April 19 to 21. Go to Savannah Business School website and register for it. It's already 1 o'clock on the dot. I'll give 1 minute to Joseph to just say vote of thanks. Do thank you to our participants and our speakers. Joseph, please.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. On behalf of Savannah Business School, I would like to appreciate our speakers for today for taking out their time out of busy schedule to grace this event. We are highly honored by your presence and the knowledge sharing sessions. Thank you, Professor Busra, and thank you, Dr. Adams. It was indeed an insightful knowledge sharing session with the two of you, sirs. And to our amiable moderators, Moderator Dr. Tunde Popola, we are deeply appreciative of your presence and your time, sir. And to our participants, we want to say thank you very much. Thank you for taking our time to attend this webinar, and trust it was an interesting moment with you. I would also like to advise us to watch out for our next webinar, which will be coming up very soon. The information will be passed across to us all. Thank you very much. Savannah Business School is saying thank you to you all.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye. Do have a nice afternoon and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Like Joseph said, please be on the lookout for our other programs. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. We are very grateful for the opportunity given to us. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.